allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This morning we have a 10 o'clock drainage board meeting. We also have an executive session that is scheduled for 11:30. So if need be, we could recess and come back at other times to finish any meetings. So first on our agenda is the approval of minutes for January 5th, 2026 regular session. I will make a motion to accept those.
I will second the motion.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Item 4, approve and sign. We have a revised commissioner meeting notice. I believe on President's Day, we had put the wrong date on there. So it's just still going to be on Tuesday. We just have to change it to February the 17th.
Instead of the 16th.
So I'll make a motion to make the revision.
I'll second the motion.
Motion a second. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Next, we have Title VI Implementation Plan, motion correction. So go ahead, Teresa. You please explain.
So when you approved the, with the ADA implementation plan, you actually approved the Title VI ADA transition plan, which it was actually council's. So the one you need to approve is the Title VI implementation plan.
I'll make a motion to approve the Title VI implementation plan for commissioners.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to approve the Title VI implementation plan as required by commissioners. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. We have been presented our claims and payroll number 2.
I've read claims and payroll number 2. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve the claims and payroll number 2. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. After several months, we have been presented again the Paramount Consulting Agreement, which is an agreement for Paramount to work with our EMS to do a feasibility study or a study in helping us become more efficient. So I'll make a motion to approve the Paramount Consulting Agreement.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Paramount Consulting Agreement. Any further discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Next is Michelle Fox Soil and Water Bond. I'm assuming this is a bond for her like the other bonds that we've done.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the soil and water bond.
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second to approve the bond for Michelle Fox and Soil and Water. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Under conference request, we have the assessor, Teresa Calloway, to participate in assessor level 3 class in Fort Wayne in February. I'll make that motion to approve the conference request.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the conference request. Any further discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Next on our agenda is Laura Wheeler, Board of Finance meeting. So at this time, we will recess the commissioner meeting and open the Board of Finance meeting.
Thank you. First on the agenda is voting the officers.
Will you move your mic up a little bit just so that we know what's going on?
Can you hear me now?
I don't know, but I can. I'm just doing it for TV land. Thank
Okay,
you.
so the first thing on the agenda is voting for the officers, which would be president and secretary. Previous year, Jennifer Knebel was the president and Laura Wheeler the secretary.
I'll make a motion to approve Jennifer as president.
I'll second the motion.
You're president.
Can I do that?
You do that. You're-
Okay. All right, Laura, go ahead. What information do you have for
Well,
us
you
today?
can vote on that.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
You're
Oh, I'm
president.
not
Yes.
used to being
So
president.
you
no.
say we have a motion.
We
and a
have a
second.
motion and a second to approve me, Jennifer Knebel, as president of Board of Finance. Do I have a second?
I seconded it already.
Do I have any
I made the
discussion?
motion, you seconded it, and now you can vote
We
on it.
vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. You made it over that hump.
We need a
We need
secretary?
a secretary.
Would you like to be secretary, Don? I'll make a motion to have Don Street as secretary of Board of Finance.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Good
I'm
job.
a quick runner. Okay. Laura, do you have information for us then?
Okay, the first thing on the agenda is the report of investments for 2025. Did they see the report of investments? Did I already give that to you?
Yep, I sent it to them.
Okay. So I need an approval or discussion on,
I'll make a motion to approve the, let me say that real quick, the investment report.
Good.
I'm good.
I'll second the motion for the investment report. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
okay. The next thing on the agenda is the warrants, the 2-year-old warrants. If a check hasn't been cashed 2 years ago, then these warrants go back into whatever fund they were taken out of. Did you see that report?
Yes, I did see that. I'll make a motion to approve the list of warrants.
I'll
Cancel
second.
checks.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Did you get a 2024, 2025 investment interest report?
I don't recall that.
I apologize. There was a lot of
Oh, there was an investment. That's what this is. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I noticed that the interest dropped from 24 through 25.
It certainly did. We get 3 quotes from different banks every time we reinvest. And generally speaking, we go with the highest if there are just small amounts, 1/100th of a percent, 1/10 of a percent. Then we just basically stay with First National Bank because that's where our money is.
What is that
We,
percent right now? What is the current percent of the investments?
we've got it around 4% right now for most things. Yeah, we're 4.1% on most investments from 2025. 2026 is dropping. So I think we're at 3.75% for the CD that was due January 16th that we'll be renewing today at 3.75. That's the best I could get.
So do you need a motion to improve the investment report?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 investment report.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have an auto agent agreement. This agreement is for collections using a credit card. We are currently using PayGov. I feel like the system is a bit outdated. Auto Agent is a partner with our software, Lao Finance and Lao Tax. And they offer a few things that we don't currently have, like taking payments over the phone. We can do that, but they call into the office. This system offers them the ability to get on the phone and do a standard credit card charge by just speaking into the phone or punching the buttons kind of thing. So it takes a little bit of it relieves some of the work in the treasurer's office during collection time. So I'm asking that you approve the auto agent agreement. And if you'd like to review that, that's fine.
To be clear, it's for taxpayers to pay their bills online using a credit card.
Yes,
By
yes,
using voice.
yes. And there are several options with them doing online. They can set up an automatic so that it happens automatically on whatever day they designate. These are things that we don't have right now. We don't have the pay by phone, and we don't have automatic set up for a tax payment. So I think these are benefits to the county taxpayers.
People have the ability to come into your office and pay by credit card currently?
Yes, they
Okay.
do.
So this is just additional benefits to
Yes.
make it more convenient to the taxpayer?
Yes.
Very good. I will make that motion to approve.
I'll second the motion for auto agent for the collection. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then there's also minutes from the last meeting. I think Teresa sent them to you, so I need an approval on the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented to us.
I'll second that motion. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I believe that's everything that I need.
Did you approve the investment policy?
Nope, the policy. I'm sorry, forgot that one. She's got the investment policy. I believe it was sent to you.
I'll make a motion to approve the investment policy.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is that it, Lauren?
I believe that's it.
Laura, I do have a question about foreign checks. Have you been able to work with Jacob on that yet?
I have not heard anything from Jacob. I have not seen a foreign check
Policy?
policy draft. I do want to tell you that we received 2 foreign checks from the Sheriff's Department. The first one was deposited in our bank on December 3rd. That check didn't come back to us and into our account until last week. And it was for the full amount. There were no fees charged on that check, but it did take close to 6 weeks for it to come through.
So the bank didn't charge any fees?
No.
Okay.
We are waiting for the second one. We have not seen anything for that yet. It came in about a week after the first one. So I'm thinking maybe this week we should see it. I don't know, but it takes a long time for these foreign checks to go through the process.
Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion to
Oh.
adjourn the Board of Finance meeting.
I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll reconvene the commissioner meeting. Next on our agenda is Carla Redwood for BZA appointment.
Oh, you gave me one. Yeah, but this one. Oh, that's your worksheet. I forgot. Thank you. No problem.
What do I say?
Investment policy.
Thank you, Carla.
Good morning. So we have a commissioner-appointed BZA seat. The term expired on January 1st, and it's Abby Dickey. Historically, when somebody's term expires and they are interested in reappointment, provided that they've been a member that's in good standing, I will present to the respective board that appointed that person and request your vote for their reappointment. Abby has been a good board member in regards to educating herself and showing up to the meetings and involving herself in everything that revolves around BZA. So she has requested to have her term renewed for this next 4 years.
Can we discuss it for a moment? Just in looking at these appointments, and it's been raised to me by members of the community as well, and I agree with it. Anytime we have a vacancy, whether it's a reappointment or not, I honestly feel like we should be going through the same procedure as we would if the position was open. We have many community members who would love to become involved on some of these boards, and if we continually just reinstate people who have served 2 or more terms, we're really not allowing the public an opportunity to get involved. And historically, that may be the case, that if we've had somebody, but in looking at recent actions that we've taken, as a board, when we have had vacancies, whether those are alternates or whatever, we've gone through quite a process to make sure that we post it, and anyone interested has the opportunity to at least put in an application for that process. We have done considerable vetting on candidates, and I honestly feel like we need to be consistent with the way these things are being done. I agree. Abby's done a fantastic job. I think for the community and for consistency and to be the best government we can be, that we need to have a process for all of these vacancies and appointments. So that's my concern. Again, nothing against Abby. I know she's done a great job, but I feel like it's in our best interest as commissioners to make sure that we're following the same pattern. Otherwise, it's just questioned. It's questioned a lot, and I think we can avoid that.
The other situations, they weren't reappointments either. I'm not arguing against it. I'm just, they weren't reappointments either,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not positive on all of them. The A.P.C. Alternates and all that, Don, no, those weren't. But again, if you've served 2 terms, I feel like it needs to be opened up so that other people at least feel like they have an opportunity. We have a lot of very qualified people in the community, and I feel like it discourages participation when we just roll over people in departments. So if that's historically how it's been done, I'd like to change history and do it a different way. I don't know what we're losing. I think we're gaining a lot. Abby very well may be the best pick of all of them, but at least it offers opportunity to our members.
Has anyone expressed any interest in joining A.P.C. recently?
So it's unfortunate that we have lost a board member on A.P.C. Ray Franco. Was fantastic. Always involved himself, educated himself, always reached out. He was a very involved board member, so that seat is open. So I had asked Nathan to post a notice on our Facebook page. And for A.P.C., we've received 2 applications so far.
Okay. What about the BZA? Has anyone expressed an interest for BZA?
Not so much BZA as they have for A.P.C. And right.
We need to do a better job at advertising, all of these things as well, consistently.
Sure. And just to be noted also that Abby's seat is also BZA, and it's a BZA A.P.C. appointed citizen member seat as well. So
Is there time up on the A.P.C. or just the BZA?
it would be because the term was the same for that seat.
So by reinstate, I want to make sure I understand this. So if we simply reappointed Abby, she would also be on the A.P.C board as well?
If BZA were to appoint her for that seat, again, yes.
When's your next A.P.C meeting?
The fourth Monday of this month, the 27th.
Is that when they're going to consider the motion that I made about the?
Correct.
Data
Yes, the
centers?
data center, in that last email I had sent out, I believe I had sent your board one on Friday in regards to data center moratorium, and then the recommended text amendments for the section 7 for the ordinance now. Yes.
I don't, I support what you say, Jenny. I think we do need to advertise. After listening to your points, I agree with them. I think in this particular situation with the A.P.C board meeting very soon, I think we appoint this and going forward, all openings that we post. That's my belief at this point because of the time frame. And I do not, my hope is not to delay the recommendation we as commissioners had for the data center, as well as the changes in the ordinance that we as commissioners have asked for.
You're okay then for future,
For future.
that this is the way it's going to have to be. And I understand the urgency with your meeting. It's been very difficult to do. I would agree with that if a change could be made after this.
So
Absolutely. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve Abby Dickey for A.P.C and BZA.
Well, it would be a BZA seat that then BZA would appoint her to APC.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'll appoint Abby Dickey for the BZA.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Thank you, Jenny. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. And is everything progressing with the proposed ordinances?
Yes. The only concern that the attorney had, and he had reached out to an organization, was in regards to specific language and I believe I had mentioned that in the email in regards to for data centers, the size, the terminology to use for it, because as you know, businesses in our community, they have their own data centers and we don't want to limit it to, I start my factory and now I can't store my data for my business kind of thing. And
Due diligence of that.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. So that is the language is drawn out for the moratorium. And I'm not sure what the board, I know that we had talked about 9 months and 12 months. I had told the board that we will have 2 of them drawn up, for one for 9 months and one for 12 months on what their decision is in regards to that, based on also what you had gone to the board with.
Thank you. Carla.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just turning my phone on. No, it's probably going to buzz here in just a second.
So next on our agenda is Mark Burley for DBA VA report. Hello, sir.
These are the service officer accreditation standards as finalized by the Indiana Veterans Affairs Commission on December 10th last year. Part of one of the changes that were made recently in the 2025 session of the Indiana General Assembly calls for the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs to make biannual reports to the county commissioners in regards to veteran services. This meeting is just to serve as kind of an introduction of myself to your board, and just a brief overview on what we will be reporting on in the future. The accreditation standards include a number of items, including key performance indicators that have been defined that will be used to judge the performance of individual counties' veteran service officers, as well as give an update on the actual accreditation process involved. Are we good, Nathan? Okay. All right. As of right now, your county veteran service officer does meet all key performance indicators and is in full compliance with the state standards. Right now, I'm working on, he is one of the newer county veteran service officers in the state. So there are a few items we're still working on. Mostly it's a holdup on the part of the federal VA, notably with regards to the equipment and access. One of the things that included in these standards is maintaining an active PIV card. It's a card issued from the federal government giving access directly to the VA's Veterans Benefit Management System. I believe last week he made progress on this. It's been a process. We try to get it done within 30 days of hire, but again, we move at the speed of the federal government in this respect. So I expect the issuance of that card within the next few months. Like I said, it's something we'd like to get done within 30 days, but it's not uncommon. I know personally, when I went through the process myself, I started it in March of 24, and I wound up being issued the card in December of 24. So they're still working through a backlog at the Office of General Counsel on accreditation applications. If there was a way for me to speed that process up, I would. Do you have any questions as far as what my role in training and support of your service officer will be, or any other questions with regards to veteran services here in your county?
I don't. We just met with Roy last month, and we were very impressed with what he's doing in the county currently. So keep up the good work with
Yeah,
him.
he's done a fantastic job making use of our claims management system and getting a full accounting of the veterans in your county and what level of claims that they've been needing.
He's spending a lot of time moving paper files to the VA data system. So
Yeah.
that's very time consuming.
One of our objectives going forward is to get all new claims and all new documentation with regards to veterans benefits into our online claims management system and get away from keeping paper files on site.
And we're very happy with him, and thank you for the support that you give him and the criteria outlined. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is Brandi Larkin.
Doesn't matter which one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. I am here to share with you a lessons learned log register. You can title it however you like, but it is a common tool and a resource used in project management. And what it could do for us is help us identify. I'm specifically focused on sharing with you today the inputs that I have put together for the recent solar projects, with the goal of letting it help us identify what went well, what could be improved, and where we got lucky. So when we've entered these projects, we obviously didn't know what we didn't know. Now we know a lot. And I am again recommending that we use something such as this tool to help us better focus on continuous improvement and help us avoid avoidable issues in the future and celebrate wins along the way in the progress that we've made, especially for these complex renewable energy projects that work with like technical, regulatory, community angles, health and safety. It's important that we have what I would call a single source of truth that is not dependent on all of us remembering, just remembering by our personal notes or a conversation that we had, so that it is documented and shared in a centralized location. With the goal of improving the process and protections for Pulaski County for future projects. And for this to be a true resource, it really needs to be utilized by all stakeholders and involved parties. So what I have tried to do in recent weeks is create what I would call, well, it is the log, but I'm trying to create standardized inputs that can be inclusive of the various stakeholders. And I'm not going to sit here as a subject matter expert on renewable energy and presume that I have covered them all, but I have tried to do my due diligence in getting this to a point where it is easily usable by the county. And so now, if I may, I'm going to share with you a highlight of the benefits that I see of it, and then just kind of go over the draft that I have put in place. And for your insight, where these inputs have been garnered from is the VS engineering updates that the county receives, along with community meeting minutes. I have not combed through every one of them, but I have been trying really hard. I have an archive of meeting minutes, what I was able to access back to 2019. But Nathan, I presume perhaps you're the one that this might go to. I know that we've had some efforts put toward getting the county website to be populated with all of the minutes, the agendas, et cetera, but there is still a significant amount that is missing. In total, there were, in my assessment, about 180 either missing minutes or agendas. So I compiled a table that would hopefully make it easy for somebody to go in and identify what they are and then populate them as we have time. If this is for you, I'll hand it that way. If not, if you want to share it with somebody else who would be responsible for uploading those, that would be appreciated. And then I can use the rest of that to populate this document. So I see this as a resource, a tool, again, for the county, so that incoming team members can quickly learn from past best practices, and that these insights are available across departments, and it would reduce the dependency on individual memories and turnover. So if we now may, Nathan, would you be able to pull up the spreadsheet that I emailed you, or can you tell me how I can share part of my screen? Okay. Sorry. Okay, I know that this is pretty tiny, and I will email a copy of it to you, but it's like this wide because I was trying to be comprehensive and beneficial in it. So, again, this is a draft. I want to emphasize that. This would probably be something that I would make the offer to work with you on in coming weeks to refine and get to a point where you feel it's really usable. And if you would like to sit and have a group meeting with the impacted departments or staff teams, et cetera, I'm willing to do that in case there isn't familiarity with a tool such as this. So simply put, this is a simple spreadsheet that I created in a Google Doc. It could be transferred to Excel if somebody would want to do the back-end inputs. We start off with like a lesson name, and so that is just a brief description of it, the date it was recorded, and so that could be an email that you had, a conversation you had, public comment that was made, a VS engineering report, just kind of going back to about the time that the concern or the compliment was raised. If it is a win or an issue, lesson categories, what went well, so the positive lesson, and what could be improved, so a negative lesson or a challenge, the actual and possible impact on the community. This can be quantitative or qualitative, but it is important that we include this, again, for documenting what has happened in the past and to put in protections in place for the future. It includes a multi-select for the departments or the groups involved, because where I initially saw value in this was attending various meetings across the county, in identifying opportunities to perhaps improve communication across such entities. For example, comments made in a Pulaski County Commissioner meeting may not make their way back to the A.P.C. when they are looking at creating revised ordinances for future renewable projects. And it's pretty important that they are on the same page and they receive the same information you do. And it's really not efficient to have everything floating around in email. So that's why there is the opportunity here to identify and select multiple departments or groups that are involved. Recommendations or action that is based on current, so if somebody brings to you in public comment, I had this issue with solar traffic. Hang on, I'm going to try to zoom in on this for you a little bit, and you can tell me if that's any easier to see. I know it's small, but my printer wasn't cooperating this morning. So I was at the action. So any current action that needs to be taken. Recommendations or action for future projects, again, as we inform UDOs or road use agreements or things of that nature, legal contracts, things that we may want to work into that language. An owner. So if there is a follow-up needed, it is advised to always have an owner. What I have in here right now, you guys, is really just draft to be able to show you the construct of what this could look like for you. My recommendation is that you always have an owner, and that's a single owner. And then you can track via check marks if there is a status update that you need, whether that be from VS or a county department or an employee, a target completion date if there is such a thing, and then whether or not the action has been completed. Now, the organization behind a lot of this, the check boxes, the multi-select, the drop-downs versus manual entry, allows us then to be able to easily report on these things and divide them based on specific either owners or the lesson category or the departments or groups that are involved. So for today, I'm presenting this to you. I will email it to you as well. I'm happy to sit down and have a conversation and kind of go into some of the details and continue exploring how this could benefit the county. I primarily see it as efficiency and effectiveness, and then better setting us up for future projects. I, again, am willing, if you decide to proceed with this, I will continue populating it. I only did about, I went through and did, okay, I stopped around 16 because I didn't want to put too much effort into the populating of it if there was something that you want to see modified or tracked differently or an additional input done. It's easier for me to update just 16 of them rather than 160 of them. So I'll share this with you via email. I encourage you to perhaps share it with other counterparts in the county and get their input on how we could use this and maybe how it could be optimized even further for project improvement, continuous improvement, and protections for future projects. I will go ahead and, the two things that I just did want to share is based on the analysis of the documents that I said that I was exploring, the lesson categories that I thus far have been able to formulate were roadway infrastructure and maintenance, environmental and drainage compliance, contract enforcement and legal, stakeholder communication and PR, site safety and traffic control, financial and contingency management, facility and asset management. And then the departments and groups involved are the Highway Department, Building and Zoning, the Area Plan Commission, Surveyor's Office, Drainage Board, Sheriff's Department, Board of Commissioners, County Council, C.D.C, Legal Counsel, Emergency Services, and External Compliance. Again, I want to reemphasize that this can be edited. I was trying to get a framework ready for you, and I do have the asset libraries of all available resources that I had within my purview.
Thank you, Brandi. I am going to say, what you are attempting to put together is massive. I mean, the amount of information.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, just from what is going on in this county, and I appreciate all the work you have done to do that. I think it's gonna take a lot of consideration moving forward because of the immensity of all of this, but it's a start. And I appreciate all the work that you've done so far. It's gonna take a lot of looking at. Yeah, you did very well.
Yes, last time you spoke, Brandi, we have asked for months for our departments to have, continue to keep a list for future work. You had mentioned that, and I thanked you for that because it's something you reinforced what we have been saying for months prior. And we do have a very comprehensive list with that, but this is very robust. You put a lot of work into this, but it is, I agree with Jenny, there's a lot to this, but, and thank you. We'll look at this.
Yeah.
If I may, with any such project such as this, I would recommend that you start with an implementation of this point forward and start creating the habit of using it, and then try to go back in and backfill. And I am willing to try to utilize the resources that I have at hand to help you populate this. I'm not looking at you to have to do it alone. I'm willing to partner on it if you so choose.
And I think that's going to be the big discussion is management of something
Yes.
like this. It's
Massive,
It's gonna,
as
yeah,
you
it's
said.
massive. It is massive. So I appreciate everything you've done so far. Yeah. Send it to us so we can get a better look. I can't see anything.
I was trying to print it and it just was not going to fit on this or legal. And so it was not a cooperative.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Nathan?
Good morning, everybody. First thing on my agenda, I apologize. I meant to reach out to you to give you a heads up on this, and it just got away from me. But as you know, you had approved allowing the sharing closet to use the old building department space in the East Annex. They have been so inundated with donations that they're running out of space and have asked for access to an additional room on the upper floor. It would only be for overflow storage, and clients would not be taken up there. If you allow this, I would work with maintenance to make sure they have access to a space that won't create any issues with other users like health, who have been using space up on that upper floor too.
There are a lot of donations, but a lot of people come for items, do you know?
I do not know that. I can certainly find out and report back, but I don't know how much. I just know that they have received a lot of support from the community.
I'm good with another room.
I am too. That's fine.
Thank you. I'll get moving on that work with Larry. Some updates on the courthouse project. On Friday, Ton and Blank Arctic, which is our HVAC subcontractor, technical consultants were here to address some of the concerns we've had with the new system, successfully addressed part of the problem, and they're actually already here in the building. You may have seen them poke their head in here before the meeting started. We've just had some issues where beyond the comprehension of everybody who works at HVAC, the way the zones are set up, somebody turned on the thermostat in their room and it kicked on the heat in other rooms that weren't even on the same system. Part of the old baseboard system we've had where they think they're just like stuff that hasn't been flushed out entirely. Like we haven't been getting heat out of these registers in this room recently, which is why it was a little bit chilly. They were here Friday. It kicked on. This morning it had not, so they're investigating that. Ton and Blank expects our first floor north entrance, storm windows, and permanent doors to be installed by the end of February, at which point they will be ready to settle accounts and to release remaining construction contingency funds. I don't have an updated number, but it's certainly in the six figures somewhere that they have that has gone unexpended. I am almost ready to place a second order with Sweetwater Music for additional sound system equipment here in the meeting room. I intend to replace the 6 old microphones on these tables with Shure omnidirectional microphones. Some of the new ones will get up to your table so that everyone has their own instead of sharing, and then the rest will come out here. These have what is called cardioid polarity. The new ones will have omnidirectional, so we'll space them out up at the table, and then a couple of the omnis and a couple of cardioid out here. I also hope to supplement the 6 in-ceiling speakers with a couple of units closer to the ground to improve in-room sound quality. Don't know if we'll be able to do it until Ton and Blank has released contingency funds, but I'm also looking into the possibility of installing some aesthetically complementary acoustic paneling to soften some of the surfaces in here.
Has someone from Sweetwater made recommendations or suggestions?
Yes, I have been working both with a salesperson at Sweetwater and with Kyle Dibble at Rowing to figure out what the right solution is. And Kyle is actually the one who connected me with the company who came up on Friday to evaluate the room for potential paneling.
Okay. So someone physically there.
Yes.
Thank you, Nathan.
Hang on to these microphones.
Oh, yeah, we've got the whole
They
system.
work very well when people
Yes.
speak
Yes.
into them. I
Yes.
hate to see the community. I would much rather train humans to speak into
Been trying that for a long time, Jenny.
than spend money. Right. I don't know. Don't get rid of them.
No, we won't. All of them are in storage and back there, and we'll have an extra speaker so that we can always, if we need to sub something out or if we need to set something up in another building, we will always have these in reserve. ATN is waiting for parts to arrive and will then install a new port on the east wall so that I can run a separate webcam for virtual attendees so as to avoid some of that legal compliance gray area I had mentioned about making sure that all the relevant information is on YouTube when the meeting is going and not just after the fact. So that's moving forward.
Nathan, if there is a way to get closer, I'm hearing complaints that the video is so far away that nobody can tell who is speaking.
Yes, next time Kyle is in town, I'm gonna ask him to show me. The videos, the AV system does have controls. I have not been fully tutored on how to access it and control that, but it can be done.
Yeah, thank you.
Last week, I placed a small day 4 furniture order with RJE. The treasurer's office requested a few small things. The surveyor's office asked for a bit of additional storage, and a table will be installed between the 2 bar counters in the ground floor break room to address the ADA concern there. I think I had previously told you, it's an 1.5 inches too high, and so we either rip it all out or we just put in a table in the middle, and then that'll be sad. The signs I ordered in late 2025 should be arriving soon. These will address a number of issues related to building entrance, a few specific department heads' concerns, and other matters. I'll be placing a second order shortly. This will address some of the ADA-related concerns we've had in this room, like the fact that we don't want to take that exit sign down because of fire safety, but we want to make sure it's very clear that it is not accessible, that sort of thing. I have worked with our ADA consultant to make sure that I've come up with the right signage plan, and David has been very helpful in going through all of that. Finally, David Meals, our ADA consultant, has provided a proposal costing just a bit over $18,000 for a comprehensive ADA evaluation of this building. Because of the state it was in and the forthcoming construction project, our previous EMA, ADA director, and maintenance director did not include it in their assessment, and we've heard some concerns raised by members of the community. I don't have the funds to do this until Ton and Blank has released contingency, but if the board is okay with it, I'd like to proceed with Mr. Meals' evaluation later this winter or early in the spring without asking the county to dip into operations funds unless absolutely necessary.
I think that'd be a very good idea.
I agree.
And I think that as soon as those funds are released or you have an idea, I think that maybe you could tentatively schedule for him to come. But would you like a motion on this?
If that the board's pleasure, go for it.
I would make a motion to allow the ADA consultant for $18,000 to do a comprehensive ADA evaluation of the courthouse. after the contingency money has been
And I
released.
will come back to you if, I think, like I said, there will be more, should be more than enough. If something goes wrong, but yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second to allow the ADA consultant to do the courthouse. Any further discussion?
No, and we have had members, it seems right now the courthouse is the big concern, and then highway department, we've heard concern. So I think we've discussed that these two buildings need to be priority, and then we'll move out from there, just so that
Makes
you
sense.
understand. And I'm great with that, so.
Great, thank you.
So those in favor say aye.
Sorry.
Aye. Those opposed.
Any questions on the courthouse project updates? All right.
Thank you.
Revolving loan fund, all the documents have been updated and posted online. I am running an ad in this week's journal. We'll do so on a quarterly basis, and we'll continue to push awareness on social media. I have delivered application documents to one potential borrower. Every quarter, Francesville's Uptown Project Main Street organization hosts a business breakfast, and I think that the RLF will be the topic of our next program, probably paired with other small business lending options. As of this morning, two of our active borrowers have made their January payments, and the third, whose payment usually comes in a little later in the month, entered the year in good standing as well. I just this morning realized that I had previously misreported a key data point because I'd been looking at the wrong page of the report. We have more than $370,000 in the fund, not the approximately 290. That was the 2025 beginning, and then we brought in $87,000 between regular payments and the Becker's lump sum payment. So we have more than $370,000 in that fund. That was a nice surprise to realize. Any questions on the RLF right now? All right, then just very quickly, Indiana code requires that our 7 redevelopment commissioners be bonded annually in the amount of $15,000. Each bond costs $100, and I am asking the board to approve these bonds, which I would pay for out of my budget.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
make a motion to approve the redevelopment or the bonds for redevelopment commissioners.
I will second that. Any further discussion? Those in favor of bonding, say aye. Aye. Those opposed. I chuckle because I had asked Teresa that if we could put all these bonds
Oh, yeah.
in one vote instead of over 5 meetings. So,
Unless you have any questions for me, that's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you.
thank you, Nathan. Mr. Kruger, Highway Department.
Well, good morning. I'm here this morning to basically award LaPorte Construction was the only bid that we had for our community crossings grant for the bridges projects to be done this year. So they are the respective bid owner of this project that will be starting sometime this spring, summer on 17 different bridges. So, and the other thing, I was offered to purchase a pickup from the sheriff's department. It's a 2018. And I was wanting to just let you know that I was wanting to move forth on this purchase of a pickup for the department.
Well, first of all, LaPorte Construction, would you like an approval on that?
Yes, we'll need an approval for LaPorte Construction. Sorry about that.
I know. I'll make a motion to approve LaPorte Construction for the bridge project.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? Being none, those in favor of moving forward with LaPorte Construction to do the bridge project, say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Next, the truck transfer.
Yeah, it basically, it's a pickup that Chris was going to trade in and asked me if I would like to purchase one for the highway department. And I said, yes, you know, when it's in the county and it's been well maintained, we can always use pickups. I mean, we got some old ones out there that we use to go check roads or multiple things. And so I said, yes, we would like to purchase it.
So I was going to make a motion to approve the truck transfer as requested.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion on the truck transfer from the Sheriff's Department to the Highway Department? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed.
And if you have anything else,
Appreciate all the work that you're doing, your Highway Department's doing with the periodic snow that we get, and the snow squalls that we get.
Well, it's kind of hard to say when we need to go out, but yesterday I didn't want to fight the wind. I said, wait as long as we can. And we went out at 1 yesterday and worked till I think 3:30 or 4 to get the north-south roads opened up. So,
One last question. Did you have any luck on or were you able to make a one-way sign for the recycling building?
I'm
Have we
still
spoken?
waiting to speak with John on what he's wanting, but yes,
Okay.
a one-way sign being, we can make a one-way sign,
Awesome.
whatever he
Okay.
needs, because he has the stop signs. So,
Great.
yeah, whatever.
Thank you for getting those to him.
yeah, whatever he needs, yeah, we can make
Okay.
a one-way sign or something,
you.
whatever he needs.
Do not enter
Or
something.
yes,
so they're coming
whatever,
in from the
yeah,
north side.
John would need out there, we can make it.
Okay, thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Jenny?
Yeah, I just have just a quick update on EMA and MHMP. I went to 2 meetings last week in the county. Both meetings were very well attended. The EMA meeting was for the multi-hazard mitigation plan. Lots of department heads were there. Rochelle Fox hosted that. Again, well attended, reviewed and updated items that are needing attention. This is just for emergency. So, if an emergency, major emergency happens in the county, what do we do? Who do we call? All those things. And that plan hadn't been updated since 2018. And many of the items that were on it had still not been addressed since then. So it was, which things are still important, which aren't. And then Rochelle's going to need a lot of help. That's going to be a big job. So, even as far as for municipalities, where are our emergency buildings that people are going to go to in a disaster? And so if you're from if you're from one of our towns and you know where those locations are, she's going to probably be posting, hey, I need help on this or that. If you know that, so she doesn't have to do all the research, that would be great. She really needs the community to help her check the boxes. And a lot of this is for FEMA, help from FEMA, but well attended. So I appreciate that from her. We also had an ADA meeting. I think it was last Wednesday. I'm not positive. Tuesday was the ADA with our David Meals. Is that how you pronounce his last name? And this one was on temporary things to do for temporary events. So if we're having a fair, what do we need to do to help with ADA, access, festivals, things like that. Again, extremely well attended. So these meetings are going very well, and I think it's a step in the right direction for all of our concerns with ADA in the county. And then the last one is recycling. We've gotten phone calls again. Don has as well on in our different towns. Currently we only have recycling in Pulaski, in Winnemac. And Don, I'm going to let you just kind of take it from there as far as we don't have the authority to just say you're doing it in your town, correct?
The towns, the individual towns, which Francesville, Maderryville, Monterey, their town councils have to give approval for recycling to come in. Earlier in 2025, I went to Francesville's town council, asked about them putting recycling back in. At that time, the town council was not interested. We have asked John in recycling on a couple of occasions now, here in 2026, to go to the 3 outside towns and talk to the council about what they could offer for recycling. Now, in Monterey and Maderryville, recycling was taken out because inappropriate items were being put into the recycling bin, which contaminates the purpose of recycling. It was used more as just a dump, if you will, a dumpster. But maybe with proper signage and things that could be corrected. But we look forward to John going to the 3 towns and making sure that they're aware of the recycling that is available in our county.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Don?
Yes, sir.
Is there any possibility that the county or solid waste could partner maybe like with West Central Schools, use part of their parking lot to drop it and have a centralized west side recycling? It might be less likely to get people using it inappropriately if it's on school grounds and it's between the 2 towns instead of having 2 stops for recycling to pick up, that sort of thing. Is that,
Possibly, we could ask John to talk to the West Central School.
Just wondering if maybe people be a little less likely to start dumping stuff if it's on the school campus instead of.
That's what
I,
I'm hearing.
Francesville has recently changed their garbage pickup, and once a year, they have a large dumpster there to put other items in, so that, which is helpful. NIPSCO, both REMC said refrigerators, but they do have a program where they'll pick up your old refrigerator for a rebate, et cetera with that. I will say, based upon my time at West Central, the dumpsters were used by other people, and that's why cameras are out there. At one time, the school did utilize cardboard and the metal cans for the food service, and the county picked those up at one time. So we could ask John to reach out to West Central. Not a bad idea.
Thank you. That's all I have on that.
That's all?
Yes.
Thank you. Tim from VS.
Good morning. I will try to speak into the microphone and
Please do.
be at the right level.
You know,
It sounds pretty good at this
if
point.
one of those work, you might want to move the other one out of the way.
Hello, hello?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as there isn't an echo.
Right.
All right. Well, good morning, commissioners. Good to see you in person.
Good morning.
So a few things are coming up with the other solar projects outside of Mammoth. So we've got progress meetings with Moss Creek, Mayapple, and Bottle Brush over the next 2 weeks. So hopefully by the time we have our next commissioner meeting, we'll have more things to report. Just a reminder, those things have slowed way down over the winter, working through some of their agreements, and on our end, things have just been very stagnant. So hopefully more to report next time. To the Mammoth project, weather had slowed things down over the last few weeks with cold temps, bad road conditions, but things are going to be picking back up. Deliveries are going to continue, but should be wrapping up in the first quarter, a little bit into April, we are anticipating. The solar workforce levels have been reduced and will continue to be reduced moving forward. They were at 1,600. They have announced they are going down to 750. The roadmap is being revisited for an oversized delivery to all 3 project sites, South, Central 1, Central 2. This is being coordinated with Gary at the Highway Department. He has approved the South one already, but both Centrals are still in process, and they will continue to be reviewed as we get closer. That oversized delivery is planned for a March, April window in line with wrapping up the deliveries.
So there's just one oversized delivery in 3 locations.
No, it is, please hold,
3 at 3
3.
locations, right?
Correct.
Is it one at each location?
3 for each.
3, 9.
So it'll be 9 total.
Okay.
Yep. Various setback locations commissioner sent over. We had done a on-site visit with the development team, county staff, and everything seemed to be in compliance. We do still have an outstanding issue with the survey department and some fence issues that they brought up with the ditches, the regulated ditches. So we're still tracking that and monitoring that situation as we move forward. There has been minor road damage over the winter, but that's anticipated with weather and a lack of repairs due to cold temps. We are continually tracking that. The developer has retained Town and Country, and they will be making those necessary repairs at their earliest convenience. We have had a downtick in our email complaints or comments, so we encourage any resident, if they have any outstanding comments or feedback, to reach out to us at the Pulaski Solar at VS Engineering. We track and log all those comments and we put them in our reports. And so we can continue to track those. And then those other outstanding items we'll discuss in our executive session.
Thank you. I think 750 employees from 1,600 takes care of a lot of issues. So did the break,
Yes.
the Christmas break. But it's noticeable that there is less traffic than there was. So
Good.
hopefully that will help in a lot of different areas of the county right now. I do appreciate the setback checks. I had people saying that they believe these were not 150 feet, the panels were not 150 feet back from the road, and they were. All of them checked out okay. So
Correct.
now if we can just get them to do the 150 feet for the fences, we'll be in good shape. So we'll work on that. Payments also, I noticed several payments have come in.
Yes.
So that's been an issue of tracking them and understanding what they are. And I printed all those payments off that came, and they are well spelled out exactly what it's for.
Yes.
So that should really help all of our departments with keeping track of the money coming in and the payments. I did notice that the last payments received for violations was the end of September.
Correct.
So I'm assuming you've billed for all that. I know there's quite a delay in all of those payments coming in.
We will
just
discuss
as
that
far
this
as-
afternoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, much improved. So we're
Good.
gaining. Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Tim.
Tim, with the other developers and your meetings with them, have you had conversation already and keep about the road use? Because in our agreement, I believe it says that the county would maintain those, but our wish has been, like with Durrell, Mammoth, is that they maintain those with the direction of our highway superintendent.
So that was something we brought up very early on. When this happened, we brought it up with them. It's something we will continue to revisit with them so that they fully understand. It's been a few months since we've had that conversation, but we're approaching that as the next phase to lock in those roadmaps. And so that'll be a reoccurring discussion.
Very good. I appreciate that. I just don't want to get behind on that.
Oh, absolutely.
One last thing, I had a resident reach out who was concerned about water being pumped at 700 West and 200 South. And they were concerned about how much water was being taken out. They, commented that maybe their pond was low. I said, well, we are in a drought, so I don't know. But from what I've seen before, you would have to have a permit. I think you can take, it has to be less than 100,000 gallons per day off of an area before you would, if you're over that, you would need a permit to do it. But I did tell the resident that I would have you just check to see. He said there are many tankers coming in and out of that location.
Okay.
Taking water. So if you'll just look into that.
Absolutely. Happy to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You said 700 West, 200 South?
Yes,
Perfect.
thank you.
My fingers are awake this morning. I could type quick.
Yeah. No, you're good. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything?
Thank you, Tim.
Very good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, Tim.
Next, we have open farm bids. So we had advertised, would you mind opening?
No,
We had advertised farm bids for the county property. There are 3 bids. Our county attorney assistant fees.
would you like to read them or do you want me to open? and
Yeah,
read
go ahead.
them?
We'll read it if you like.
Okay,
Each one has a check, a retainer check.
correct.
The 2 that are not selected, those checks do go back to the individuals uncashed.
So read, just want me to read the whole thing.
Well, for the dollar amount, just overall.
Okay, I have one bid, $1,000 deposit to be able to bid. Base rent, I'm just going to read it, it might be easier.
Okay.
I don't want to miss anything. For the 2026 crop year, I'd like to propose a base plus cash rent that I believe would be beneficial for all. Base rent of $205 per acre plus an additional premium for bushels produced over a predetermined amount. This would be an additional $1 per bushel of corn produced over 150 acres or bushels per acre and an additional $2 per bushel over 45 bushels per acre for soybeans. I understand that there's potential for a property swap in the near future, so this would be a 1-year lease with the potential to renew on an annual basis pending commissioner's approval. I hope for this to be the beginning of a long-term relationship similar to what my Uncle Tim was able to have with the commissioners prior to his passing.
Very good.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
You want me
you.
to read the name or?
Who's the bid? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
bid from.
Thaddeus Alexander.
Thank you. You have the hot ones?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, second one has the check. Austin Clark Farms. Clark Farms bid $180 per acre for the 111 tillable acres. Austin Clark Farms. Oh, here's the envelope, John, sorry.
Thank you.
The third, dear Commissioners, I'm writing to formally express interest in leasing the county farm for the year 2026. I propose a rental rate of $211 per acre for approximately 100 acres. Cash rent will be paid half in April, on April 15th, half November 15th, for a total of $21,100. Farm will be used for ag purposes only. Sincerely, Luke Anspaugh, Anspaugh Farms LLC, Star City.
I think the appropriate thing for us to do is to look at these, analyze them, talk with our county attorney.
I
Well, I only have three.
I handed it to you on first.
You handed it to
No,
me.
well, you were talking to another man, I handed it to you. But you were talking to me.
Oh, I am so sorry. I did nobody did not tell me. I evidently, they stuck it in my vault.
Okay?
Can I run down and get it?
Yeah.
Sure, we can go
We
on.
got those into the, he got that in on time, and we apologize, so she will look for that.
Okay.
Next is, we will come back to the open bid. NUP Media Contract Services Agreement. The county council approved that. I did have an opportunity to watch this a few months ago. Council went through, they appropriated the money. It's up to the commissioners if we choose to proceed with the contract or not, if we wish to do that. Mike is running his bus route today. We might be better served looking at this later based upon, go ahead, Jenny.
Right, sure. And I looked into this a lot. While I understand the need from some for a service like this, I guess I look and think we currently have a government Facebook page. It's not costing us anything. I mean, Nathan runs it through the economic director's office. We also have a website that we just spent considerable money on. The purpose, in my opinion, of a government entity is to provide informational items to the public, and I've checked with other counties. It's basically, the agenda, it's department, information, recycling dates, times, special things going on, announcements that everybody needs, but they are not anything that would be controversial or anything that would be topic framing or influencing for our public. And I think we have to be very careful as a government entity that we are not using our offices or our public platforms to persuade or influence the community when it comes to issues, controversial issues maybe that are going on in the county. I just do not feel like this is the place. And looking at the agreement is between Nathan's office and this company. So I am assuming that a lot of the information would probably come from the Office of Economic Director. So I would personally like to see that the information that you would like to put out be put out on a different, not on the government Facebook page or not on our government website. I do not think that is the platform for information like that. So while I don't disagree, there may be a need from your office to do something like that. I don't feel it's in the best interest for the county government pages to be used for that purpose. I think we've got to be very careful. No different than, the information Brandi is wanting to put out. I think we've got to be super careful about what is published on our government pages. So for that reason, there are many. I wrote up a lot, but I don't think I need to go into any other detail other than I don't think our government pages are the forum for what the contract stated. And the purpose of the contract, and I'll just read a little of it. Let's see, services include proactive issue framing, leadership messaging, initiative storytelling, active monitoring of county channels. I don't think those issues have any business on a county government page. And I understand it's to build public support, trust. Again, it just talks a lot, all of these different services, they continue to repeat topic framing. And in my opinion, the research that I've done, topic framing is also known as agenda setting. And I don't think it's up to us to put agenda setting topics on government pages. So there's a place for it probably. Probably not on our government websites and government Facebook page.
There are other counties that use this organization as well. And it's, I think, all in how one interprets that
Right.
as well.
Well, and I did contact Don. I contacted all the references that were given because council did not do that, which bothered me. I was told Allen County, Huntington County, and White County. Allen County is one commissioner. I called the county. They have no payments ever made to this company. And probably should have been stated when they gave their presentation. It is a sole commissioner who has hired them, who's paying out of his private pocket. And so I understand why a single commissioner would do that. White County is not in a contract with them. One commissioner from White County has reached out, but not the commissioners as a whole. The only county using it currently is Huntington County, and if you look up Huntington County, Indiana commissioners, it is 4 posts a week, and they are all on the agenda, maybe the minutes, maybe, vaccinations from the department. There is no storytelling, issue framing, none of that is on there. So I understand they work for businesses, private businesses. I would expect that from a private company. We're not a private company.
So you want to make a motion to table?
You want to hear me talk anymore? No. I'll make a motion to table.
Second.
The NUP media agreement.
Motion and a second to table the NUP media contract and services. Any further discussion?
I don't think I
Being
need
none,
to.
those in favor say aye for tabling. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. We have, going back to the open farm bids, thank you. We have, Teresa did have 2 additional bids that were turned in on time.
Okay, good thing you went back.
Yeah.
It's Monday, we'll blame Vicky.
Yeah.
She's not here.
No. It was all me.
Okay, this one. Dear Pulaski County Commissioners, please accept this letter as a formal bid for 111.3 acres for a total bid amount of $22,260 minus $1,000 after bid acceptance. The total remaining would be $21,260. This bid is submitted in good faith and reflects my interest in the property in fair and mutually agreeable terms. I'm prepared to proceed promptly upon acceptance and am happy to discuss any additional details, conditions, or timelines as needed. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to the opportunity to work together. Respectfully, Mike Kraft.
Thank you.
Annual payment, $28,000. Dear Commissioners, we, Andrew Fritz and Corey Hintz, would like the opportunity to add the 111.3 acres from the county farm to our farming operation. We are local farmers who already share the entire southern property line with the county farm and our farming operation. This unique proximity to the county farm benefits our ability to manage and serve the county farm on a near daily basis. Our goal as a tenant would be to establish a long-term relationship with the county, similar to the relationship the county enjoyed with the previous tenant, Tim Alexander. And the signed Corey Fritz and Andrew Fritz. Oh, I'm sorry, Corey Hintz and Andrew Fritz.
No, I think that's good. Yep. Check. Once again, we will revisit these and come back in February for a recommendation. East-West Annex. Do you have something?
I've received some calls, messages on the east-west annex in regards to which one would be the better one to use, or maybe are we making the best decision. And a lot of it's based on, the east annex, which is the building right next to the county library, where our health department and extension services are, is a historical building, and there have been comments that, maybe that is the one to be preserved for its historical value rather than moving things from there to the west end. So I just wanted to restate that we are in the very early phases of looking into this.
And what we approved last board meeting was performance services to look at our west annex. That is at no cost. They're looking at it. They actually have some architects, engineers. They'll be talking to all the four departments that might be into the west annex. You look at the west annex in the blue outside, it looks very bad, but it's actually a block building, very sturdy actually. And at one time, the east annex, a ballpark quote to put an elevator in there for ADA compliance, it would have to be on the outside of the building, and we were told it was approximately $1 million to do that. We're looking at performance services, and I've talked to Ken Boswell, the county council, that performance services getting us a ballpark of possibly $2 million to renovate the west annex. So, thank you.
But again, we're still in the very
Early stages,
And
yes.
I don't know what other cost there would be, in looking at the east annex, other than $1 million, and that was a year or so ago, so I'm
Yes.
sure that price has gone up too, but we're still thinking.
It's early.
That roof was installed by the same contractor whose roof on the jail we had to replace when we did the addition to that building. That's worth probably keeping in mind. That's probably not the long-term roof we hoped it was when it was installed.
Yeah, early processes. So, thank you, Jenny. We have a few minutes before our drainage board meeting. Is there anyone for public comment at this time? And if we run out of time, we might have to come back to public comment after the drainage board meeting. So we ask that you state your name, residence, speak once, and we ask that you please limit your comments to 2 minutes.
My name is Brandi Larkin, Winamac, Indiana. I wanted to speak momentarily on the appointments. I do appreciate the discussion around changing the way these things are made. Myself, having recently applied for an appointment, and then discovering after that there were additional potential seats that I believe the framing of it was at a minimum, these would be available. And so those were open seats. The reappointed seats weren't made available. I have advocated really hard for transparency in Pulaski County in a long time, and this is an excellent opportunity to proceed down that path. So I would, from the outset, again, from a project management and strategy component, recommend to you putting in a specific process in place for the timing of those various openings to be communicated. I myself have expressed interest in the A.P.C and BZA on multiple occasions and do have that via email records. And I know of other people who would have been possibly interested as well. So again, I think it's a significant opportunity for improvement. And if you perhaps would work to put something in place to frame, again, the timing of when they need to be posted. So you were up against a challenge this morning with things that are currently in place, and it's January. This should have come to your attention maybe back in October or November, because some of these boards only meet every other month, and so just, I would like to make that recommendation. The ADA temporary events comment that was made, I think there is a great opportunity there for that to be communicated with nonprofits and businesses who are hosting local events to ensure that we are also doing our due diligence to ensure that we're meeting the needs of both community members and those coming in to visit. And having a marketing background that spans 20 years plus. The MUP Media Master Service Agreement causes significant concern. I'm not here advocating that it needs to be the CDC director's job to maintain social, but there was no clear RFP. The deliverables are shady. There's not enough specifics. I would caution you before signing anything that vague. And again, in the spirit of transparency, being what the community has been begging for the past few years, I would consider perhaps other resources and opening that up to other people for bid. There may be even somebody in the county who has the capacity to at a limited level, showcasing just the facts, meetings, et cetera, that would be able to take that off of the CDC's responsibilities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else at this time?
Pam Berger, Winnemac. I was just concerned when I read the article in the Journal last week about the West Annex and the East Annex, and I reached out to Jenny. It just was my opinion that based on appearance and the historical preservation of the two buildings, that the East Annex would be one that we would want to improve upon. I had not been in the East Annex for recent time. So my husband and I did walk through on Friday. I was impressed with the structure of the building. I was surprised that there are only 2 offices currently being used in that building, as well as the new clothing distribution area. But I think we're very fortunate to have this historical building in our community that we have spent time and money updating and remodeling. And I understand that ADA compliance is very important and that the elevator would be a major expense. I also understand that this is in the early stages, but I would just like to throw my 2 cents in to keep the East Annex and to make improvements there if at all possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have time for one more public comment, please.
Daryl Goodeman, Winnemac. And I didn't go to the last council meeting, but I did watch it on the internet several times, parts of it. Very concerning to me. Just observations and some concerns, just to bring that up. Not my parents' media, hopefully I'm stating that correctly. We're gonna pay them $5,750 a month. That seems excessive. I don't care where the money's coming from. That's very excessive. And the other thing was just the procedure of the way the meeting was conducted. I think every council member should have been made aware of that vote that was taking place before the meeting took place. Obviously, at least three of the members did not know anything about that vote before they were asked to vote on that. That's not transparent. It looks like it's ramrodded. And it's just not the way business should be conducted within our county. And it's very concerning to me that that took place in that fashion. And I went back to make sure I'm viewing it correctly several different times. And I think trust and transparency, we've talked about it many, many times. That doesn't look like trust and transparency to me. So if you guys could pass that along maybe to the other portions, other government entities, so that we can conduct the business fairly, truthfully, and right up front. Thank you.
We will. Is there anyone else for public comment later? Being none, we'll have a motion to adjourn this meeting. Motion is second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Commissioner meeting is adjourned.